Hello, my name is Malaysia, and I'm so excited to be on this podcast speaking to you today because guess what? I don't know if y'all heard that, but I think 2026 is right around the corner. It's in a few days, okay? And when you watch this video, it might have already turned 2026. But don't be afraid. You don't need a New Year's resolution. You don't even need a true plan. You just need to exist for 2026 to be your best year. The reason why this is the case is because one, you don't need 2026 plan because you've been planning for years and years and years. And if you keep planning, the opportunity to do what, if I can find the thing to lower my seat, you can keep planning and 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 get absolutely nowhere. You need to use the plan that you've already created and you need to stick to it. This year, you need to choose commitment, okay? You choose commitment. Commitment is going to take your life to a whole new level. In 2026, we're letting fear die and we're letting faith arise. In 2026, we're going to choose ourselves and not other people over ourselves. In 2026 is going to be a year of empowering and not impoverishment. 2026 is going to be your year to be that girl, your year to be that man, and your year to put away childish things. The Bible said it. When I was a child, I did childish things. When I pretty much became an adult, I put away childish things. And this is your year to put away those childish things. If you are afraid to grow up, if you're afraid to change and wear different clothing, i.e., myself, if you are someone who is living a life based off of the old versions of yourself for the past few decades, 2026 is the year that you should change the way you're living. You might be wondering, who are you and why are you telling me this? See, my name is Malaysia and I come from a small town called Hammond, Indiana. If you look on a map, it'll be very small, probably hard to find, who knows? My life has been revolving around all of my decisions and lack thereof. See, we all make decisions in life and it either can make you a better person, cripple you, enable you, whatever you have it. But I think that this year is so important to choose a plan that you've already started working on prior to this new year. And you don't need a resolution. You just need to choose something and change that thing, whether it's an identity shift, mindset shift, or even a bank account shift to go from one bank to another. I don't know about you, but I was at Old National Bank in Indiana. I left, moved to Texas, changed my bank to Bank of America. And oh my goodness, I made a lot of money. It's the energy that was inside of that. But I don't want to woo woo with you with this energy stuff because I'm a Christian. And nowadays, the whole energy thing could be taken out of context. So, all in all, who you are as a person right now, you can change that version of yourself and become the best version of yourself, not overnight, but with some practice. Practice makes expert. So here are the 5 things I'm going to give you for 2026 that I believe that will help shape your life. It might be even 4 or it might be 6, who knows. We're going to go as we go, okay? This video has no plan. And this is an example of how things can turn out without a plan. It might be good, it might be bad, but you don't know, right? Even with a plan, you don't know how it'll go, but enough about that. Number 1, we all heard it before. Birds of a feather flock together. What does that even mean? I don't, I've heard birds of a feather flock together, but I've never seen a chicken flying with pigeons. I've never seen pigeons flying with eagles. I've never seen cardinals hanging out with vultures. I've seen birds of the same feather fly, do life together. So if you're trying to change your life, you have to change your circle. Somebody said it best. Change the people you're around or change the people you're around. You can either be that person that changed the way that they see life, perceive life, be in life, or you can change that circle by choosing a different circle. The longer you stay around people, just like a molded fruit. I've seen this strawberry where it was molded and it was next to a good looking strawberry, very nice looking strawberry. And there was mold on the side of the strawberry that was touching the molded strawberry. The people, the company that you keep, it says in the Bible, bad company can corrupt good character. So in 2026, let go of the people who don't serve you, who don't serve Jesus. The people that for the past few years have not helped you elevate, helped you be better, helped you think better, help you choose better, help you level up in life. If you still stagnant and you're staying with those same people, chances are they're stagnant too because they haven't left you either. Okay. Number 2, mindset shift. Yes, these are all cliche, but you're hearing it from my mouth that loves to blab. Okay. Mindset. What are you thinking about on a day-to-day basis? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you entertaining? Who are you talking to on the day-to-day? Your mindset is so essential to the rest of your life. There's things that voluntarily happen in our body: beating hearts, breathing, you know, grilling for hunger, these chemicals that just produce regardless, right? But there's other things that your mind has to do for you to actually do them things or those things. One of those things is brushing your teeth, right? Simple as can be, but a lot of people don't do it. Going to the gym, working out, reading a book instead of scrolling for 24 hours. You only have 24 hours in a day, so help me goodness. You have 24 hours in a day, you spend 24 hours scrolling. What is going on? What is going on? But anyway, we're going to go away from that. We'll just leave that alone. Anyway, the mindset is so important because the Bible even talks about be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It controls so much of your outer world. And when this has ants, automatic negative thoughts that you have not addressed, you let them come. You think it perpetually, cycles of negative thinking, and then you start having negative actions, and then those negative actions become habits, and those habits just become lifestyle. And I skipped one. So negative thoughts produce negative words. I thought I said that. Negative thoughts produce negative words produce negative actions produce negative habits produce negative lifestyle produce negative destiny. And if you can control what's up here by which you feed it, if I look big, you know, I'm not the weight that I want to be, and it's based off of what I eat, I can control what I eat. Some people have conditions with their body where they actually can't control their weight without, some help. But we get to control that based off of what we put up here first. I watched this video of this one girl and I just loved it. She said, I don't put french fries in my body because this is a Bentley and it's not a Honda. No shame to Honda. If you got a Honda, I love it. Do you, boo? But at the end of the day, if you want a Bentley as a body or even as a vehicle, you have to be a different version of yourself than what you currently are if you are not there yet. All right. Enough about that. Number 3 is going to be what you put in your body, because we just talked about what you feed your mind. What do you feed your body? If you're feeding junk food, which ain't food, if you're feeding yourself fast food, borderline not food. If you're feeding yourself candy all day, sweets, snacks, cakes and pies, you're feeding yourself something that is going to take you out in the long run. Okay. I was that person who was going to rallies, McDonald's, Wendy's, every time I turned around. And right now I gained some weight. And y'all, pause for a second. I have to go open the door. Coming. I'm on my podcast. You're good. All right. That was my little sister coming in, you guys. So I'm not going to clip this out of the video because I want all of my content to pretty much be organic, not clipped up. You can skip through this part if you would like. Just press that fast forward button. But anyway, what you eat, what you put in your body is going to either make you better or worse, right? It's going to help your mind perform at a higher level, your body perform at a higher level. And if you do not take the time to manage what you actually put inside of your body, you're going to be somewhere on the other side of what it looks like to not put good things in your body. We all know what that looks like, right? So we're on number 3, right? So we've already touched on what you think, the people that you keep around you, what you eat. The next one is going to be, what are you doing as far as income? What you do as far as how are you making your money, okay? Well, we all know that we got to make a living out here in this lifestyle, this lifetime. What word did I use? Anyway, we have to make money. We have to have a means to survive. And right now, money is the currency that everyone uses to survive in this life. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that the way that you make your money dictates the rest of your life. Okay. We all are told, go to school, go to college, get a nice job, retire at 65. I'm going to tell you this. If you can control, in which you can because you have the control, if you can control how much you spend and how much you make, you will never have to worry about a thing. And if you are someone who can find something where you never work a day in your life, but it's all play, then you've pretty much won at life. You don't have to be filthy rich. You just got to be satisfied. And of course, I'm someone who aspired to be filthy rich. Who doesn't, right? You want to be rich so you can throw money like the Joker in Batman going down the street before he realized that the money wasn't real and he lost all of his fortune. Who doesn't want to just throw money in the air and just be like, I'm her, hello? But that's beautiful, right? For the most part. However, what does it mean to have a career that is going to last long? You can create a business. And now in today's society, that business can be online or in person. You can be completely virtual, faceless, whatever you want to do, right? Or you can work a 9 to 5, or you can just work a part time job, however you want to do it. You just got to make money. But how you make that money is so essential to the way that you live your life. It dictates how, some people need certain lifestyles to be happy. Some people need caviar and uh, you know, um, I guess a Ferrari or a Lamborghini to necessarily be happy. But choose what it is that you need. Start from the higher level to the lower level. What do I need? How much money do I need to be satisfied? And then determine what it is that you want to do for work. Because if you're starting with, let me start with the job first or the career first, instead of the lifestyle that you truly want to live, you're going to live an unhappy, unhealthy life. But if you choose exactly what it is first, how much money do I need to make in order to afford the private jet lifestyle? How much money do I need to make to go on trips with my family? How much money do I need to make to give to charities and be, that P word for philanthropists, or whatever you call it, giving money away, charitable donations, things of that nature. How much money do I need? And then work from there and figure out how to get to that amount. You don't have to choose a job. You don't have to choose a business. You just have to choose how much you want to make and then learn a skill, learn a trade, and then go after the job, go after the business, go after the entrepreneur journey. That's how you do that. And we already talked about birds of a feather flock together, but I'm going to talk about your relationship with the other person, significant others, okay? Who you are with someone will determine how you live the rest of your life. These are very important things. 1 through 5 is so important because, you know, they're easy. We hear them all the time. They can become cliche. No one wants to listen to it over and over again. But who you decide to date dictates your happiness, dictates how much money you make. And when I was a bitter version of myself, I had this idea that, love don't cost a thing is a lie. And it might be true, but it depends on the love that you're talking about. Agape love, which is God love, doesn't necessarily cost you much of anything. God gave his love to us, and therefore we can love ourselves and our neighbors. But there's this other type of love, right? The non-platonic love, the love where you're intimate and you're with someone and you want to give them the other half of you type of love, right? That does cost things. That costs your attention, it costs your emotions, it costs your time, and it costs a lot of other things. You have to put skin in the game in a relationship. And if you're not ready for one, don't get in one. And, you know, because it can get in the way of your business goals, your goals for life in general, your future family goals. If you want a one night stand, that can get in the way of the goals of marriage in the future because you can end up with a kid. A lot of stuff can happen, right? But ultimately, who you decide to date and marry will get in the way of how you operate in this life and how you show up as the better version of yourself. If you want to be the best version of yourself, don't get with an alcoholic, don't get with someone that's going to abuse you. And if you are with those type of people, leave. It's easier said than done. I've been in relationships where I wanted to stay forever and never leave a person who abused me in that situation, but I had to get enough sense, enough strength, enough love from myself to say it's time to go. And because we have this thing that I call 180 days to greatness, where you break a bad habit, sometimes that bad habit is staying in a situation that doesn't serve you or serve God. So if you're in a relationship or a job that is causing you some form of inner turmoil every time you turn around, it's time for you to go and find something different. We can replace a apartment, a house, a car, furniture, clothes, things that you may lose in the process of leaving, things that that don't deserve you or serve you. But ultimately, when you lose yourself, it takes so much time to find you again. And I don't want that for any of my followers here on this channel. And I'll go even more further to say my brothers and sisters, because I believe that we are supposed to be great. We're destined for greatness. And yeah, this pretty much has been the most interesting podcast that I've recorded, because I have another page called Rich by Association Podcast here on YouTube. It's a lot of old videos that I started in 2021, 2020, who knows. But this podcast, I thought that maybe I tell you all everything that if you already heard before that you can share with someone else. That way, we keep this thing going. In 2026, this is going to be a year of empowerment, not impoverishment, a year of you finding your true calling, you finding the identity that's been buried by the prison that was created by the labels that you were giving, the ideas of yourself that was nailed into your head. Now you're going from prison to prosperity. You're going from ashes to roses. The life that you were living prior to 2026, you don't have to choose that life anymore. It chose you, and now you can decide to drop it. So I hope this podcast helped anyone that comes across it. My name is Malaysia, and you can call me May. I'm Billionaire Coach May. On TikTok, I am May Shuford. On Facebook, I am Multimillionaire May. On Instagram and on YouTube, I'm Rich by Association Podcast and Unleash the Podcast. So you can find me in multiple arenas on different social media platforms. If you would like to be friends and connect, also you can reach out to me at my email. It's going to be I'll give you guys my email later, because I know that there are scammers out there. And we just reach out if you want the email. But yeah, we can connect. And I hope you all have a wonderful 2026. Stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, share, like this video, and thank you for your time. Bye.